Um, so you will be working in your grade levels, your departments, and why do we use project-based learning? A way to engage students and have more active learning and cross-curricular with other departments or grade levels. We've gone through professional development on UBD, understanding by design, and how to do lesson planning, backwards mapping. So we'll just move on. Why introducing UBD? Reasons: collaborative and cross-curricular lesson planning, focus on standards aligned with goals and assessment, focus and depth of understanding and transfer, applied learning and activities that are purposeful. We've all struggled with, since the implementation of Common Core, and how will we get our students there? So looking towards the goal and mapping and going backwards when planning to help our students. Okay, focusing on performance assessment, we constantly go over our data, what can we change, focusing on the outcome, looking at data and working backwards to see what we can do to help our students, teaching to achieve understanding, identify results, determine acceptable evidence, and plan learning experience in instruction. What do I want students to know, understand, and be able to? The understanding by design framework is to identify essence of ideas and inquiries. When we begin with the outcome in mind, we're able to define what we want what the students are ought to know, what they should be doing, and to interpret it in order to master the content and attain the standards. Stage 2, determine acceptable evidence. How do I decide whether or not the students know, learn, and expect what I expect them to know? Hold on, my thing froze. Okay, by figuring out what is acceptable, maintain the target in mind, develop tests that will allow you to see what learning you have in mind. Make sure the project is on track as you use and document formative assessment. Backwards mapping includes producing assessments that will evaluate what you want the students to learn. What steps must I take to gear up the students for the assessments? Here are some tips. Consider where you will be strategically place formative assessment within the learning plan. Refer to provided sample units from different disciplines. Tip 2, if you complete your target unit, continue working on other units for your course. Breaking EUs into EKs, ES, designs, and assessments. Your planning time, creating a learning plan for your target unit. Working as a team and collaborate. According to the survey I sent out, people or staff did not want to do afternoon meetings. They'd rather do it during their banking time to collaborate, and from 1:30 to 3. And one of the options was staying after school with a stipend, but I think we're so exhausted by the end of the day, we wanted to keep it within our working day. How? Use the UBD templates and assistance from the leadership team. Okay. Once you are in your Google class, you will see the Chromebooks expectations. The G Suite makes students participate in their own learning as you coach them through it. We will use the UBD template to focus on backwards mapping for project-based learning. Okay, any questions when we meet again? There were questions if some of the staff had to wait till the next meeting day to get help if they had questions, and the answer is no. You can always go to Mrs. Bento. You can come to me with any questions throughout this implementation. Make sure you bring anything you will need, materials, ideas, old technology, and standards. You bring your district-issued laptop if you'd like to use that, your iPad, or we will have Chromebooks, a class set of Chromebooks in case you need it. Use the link in the Google Class to submit the evaluation, and just to let you know, evaluations are anonymous. So here is the link to the survey. Okay. Yes.
When we are making lessons, are we going to be doing like a grade level lesson together, or are we doing them individually for our own classrooms?
Since we're hoping to work in collaborative groups with your team.
Okay.
Producing a lesson, and maybe we can even move on, since you teach math and social studies, how can you implement that into language arts? So working with your different departments. Okay. I know I had a couple questions that showed up on and I can't find them now. There were some questions about implementation, meeting times, and also on
who the resources were.
the resource. Yes, your person to go if you have any questions on Google Classroom, anything with technology, would be our technology mentor, Geneva Bento, for the school. You can come to me. We both have your passwords, your username for Google, so you may any questions you have to log in, any troubles you run into. She's your two-person. You can come to me. And we talk to the principal, and he will give us relief time to go into other classrooms and observe those teachers that have implemented. Okay, no more questions? Okay, I think we're good. Thank you for attending.